Welcome to Nature Walk, the podcast where we explore the wonders of the natural world and the fascinating stories that unfold within it. I'm your host, David, and I'm thrilled to have you join me on this journey. Today, we're venturing into the realm of eight-legged creatures that often get a bad rap, but are in fact incredibly intriguing and essential to our ecosystem. We're talking about arachnids, specifically tarantulas and scorpions, and the alarming trend of their illegal trade. Deep in the heart of the Philippines, a thriving black market has emerged, where these arachnids are being poached from the wild and sold on social media platforms to collectors and hobbyists. The demand is high, and the consequences are dire. Many of these species are being overexploited, with some even being collected before they're formally described or assessed for conservation status. The curly-haired tarantula, native to Costa Rica and Nicaragua, is just one example of a species that's highly sought after in the pet trade. But what's disturbing is that many of these tarantulas are being removed from their natural habitats, disrupting the delicate balance of their ecosystems. And it's not just the tarantulas themselves that are at risk. The removal of these creatures can have a ripple effect on the entire food chain. But that's not all. The trade in native Philippine arachnids is also on the rise, with species like the Palawan blue dwarf tarantula and the Philippine orange tarantula being poached and sold illegally. These creatures play a vital role in their ecosystems, serving as both predators and prey, and their removal can have devastating consequences for the local biodiversity. The story of the arachnid trade is complex and multifaceted, involving not just the collectors and traders, but also the social media platforms that facilitate these transactions. It's a tale of human greed, lack of awareness, and the pressing need for conservation efforts to protect these incredible creatures. We'll be delving deeper into this story and exploring the ways in which we can work towards protecting these fascinating arachnids and their habitats. But for now, let's take a break. We'll be right back with more fascinating stories from the natural world on Nature Walk. Welcome back to Nature Walk. I'm your host, David, and we're glad you're joining us again today as we explore some of the most pressing environmental issues of our time. In our last segment, we talked about the importance of marine conservation and the impact of human activities on our oceans. Now, we're going to dive deeper into a story that highlights the complex relationships between fishing, immigration, and the environment. Off the coast of Senegal, in West Africa, a crisis is unfolding. The once thriving fisheries are being depleted at an alarming rate, and it's not just the fish that are suffering. The livelihoods of thousands of artisanal fishermen and their communities are under threat, forcing many to seek new opportunities elsewhere. But as they try to make a living, they're facing a daunting reality. The fishing industry is plagued by corruption, overfishing, and exploitation. Imagine being a fisherman, relying on the ocean for your daily bread, only to see foreign vessels scooping up the very resources you depend on. It's a story of injustice, of power imbalances, and of the devastating consequences of unchecked human activity. The Environmental Justice Foundation has been investigating this issue, and their findings are shocking. Foreign companies, including some from Asia and Europe, have been fishing in Senegalese waters, often without licenses or with dubious permits. But that's not all. These vessels are also engaging in practices that are destroying the marine ecosystem. Bottom trawlers, which drag nets along the seafloor, are causing irreparable damage to habitats and catching countless non-target species. It's a tragedy that's being played out in the waters of Senegal, with far-reaching consequences for both the environment and the people who depend on it. As we delve deeper into this story, we hear from the fishermen themselves, who are struggling to make ends meet. They're not just fighting for their livelihoods, they're fighting for their very way of life. And yet, despite the overwhelming evidence of wrongdoing, authorities seem slow to act. The Spanish government, in particular, has been accused of turning a blind eye to the activities of its own vessels. It's a complex web of interests and power dynamics, but one thing is clear: the fate of Senegal's fisheries, and the people who depend on them, hangs in the balance. As we consider the interconnectedness of our world, it's essential to recognize that environmental degradation and social injustice are often two sides of the same coin. As we take a step back from this story, we're reminded that the natural world is not just a collection of ecosystems and species, it's also a tapestry of human experiences, cultures, and communities. And when we fail to protect the environment, we're not just harming the planet, we're also harming ourselves. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Nature Walk. Welcome back to Nature Walk. I hope you've enjoyed our journey through the fascinating stories of science and nature so far. As we wrap up today's episode, I'd like to take you on a trip down memory lane to the dawn of the genomic era. You might recall that it's been over 25 years since the Human Genome Project was completed, a monumental achievement that marked the beginning of a new era in genetics and genomics. But today, I want to tell you a story about a lesser-known hero of the genomics world, the UCSC Genome Browser, also known as the UCSC Genome Database. This incredible tool has been around for over 2 decades, providing researchers with a comprehensive and interactive way to explore the human genome and beyond. It all started with Jim Kent, a brilliant computer scientist who developed the first version of the browser in just 10,000 lines of code. Little did he know that his creation would go on to become an indispensable resource for scientists around the world. Over the years, the Genome Browser has evolved to include over 3 million lines of code, with a team of dedicated developers and testers working tirelessly to keep it up to date and running smoothly. One of the key features that sets the UCSC Genome Browser apart is its ability to handle massive amounts of data. With the help of track hubs and other innovative solutions, researchers can easily access and analyze complex genomic information from thousands of labs around the world. And with the recent launch of GenArch, a genome archive initiative, the browser is now capable of hosting over 6,000 genomes, ranging from bacteria to primates. The impact of the UCSC Genome Browser cannot be overstated. It has enabled scientists to make groundbreaking discoveries, from identifying genetic variants associated with rare diseases to understanding the intricate mechanisms of gene regulation. And as we continue to explore the vast expanse of the genomic landscape, tools like the USC Genome Browser will remain essential for unlocking the secrets of life. That's all for today's Nature Walk. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, keep exploring your natural world.